Melee is witnessing one of the most insane seasons in any sport. This is a massive historic event and quite possibly... So, luckily for you guys, I've done the research for you. And today we're going to take a look at everyone's case for number 1 and what could happen going into the last few tournaments of this season. This is the fight for Melee's number 1. Is what this video would have been about, but... Right now, as it stands, Smash is in a very, very dangerous position, and it all seems to stem from one company. And I, for one, am pissed as hell. So sorry if this comes off a tad more incoherent than usual, but I'm going to try to give you all the current rundown and consequences that could even lead to the end of the Smash community. And trust me, I wish I was being dramatic. As of yesterday, the Smash World Tour has effectively been handed a cease and desist by Nintendo. Yes, that Kotaku article response is PR pandering, they did shut down the World Tour. All this at the final hour, with the event having been paid for by the organisers, as well as attendees' expenses covered. This is unbelievably fucked on so many levels, causing VGBC, a long-standing organisation in the Smash community, its future to now be uncertain due to the financial losses of the event. This is devastating not only for the company, but also broke Smash players who put their all into competing this year for a chance at the World Tour, now being out money they put in to get there, with many EU players who planned long trips probably taking some of the biggest losses. Now, normally this is where I start saying fuck Nintendo, and don't get me wrong, fuck them for real, but I can only say so much as someone who's actively supporting them by buying the games that I really like. No, where I'm most pissed, where I feel most betrayed, as I'm sure do so many in the Smash community, is... Panda are an esports org that have been a big supporter of Smash and the FGC. They've supported the scene through player sponsorships, and even at one point have looked to make a universal controller for the game, and even looked to be making steps forward in protecting the scene by partnering with Nintendo on their new Panda Cup circuit. So understandably, we're going to feel a bit betrayed when we find out that this was essentially just one big Trojan horse in the community, where all they have done is let Nintendo in to give them just more control over streaming rights and events, also that they can gain a monopoly over the scene and its streams. Let me explain. Panda CEO Alan Bunney, I don't care, is the man doing all this. Don't go attacking Panda employees and players. As far as we know, they didn't know anything about this. But Alan has been behind the scenes threatening TOs that if they do not collaborate with the Panda Club exclusively, not the Smash World Tour, then like some 2012 creeper meme saying, if they don't do it, it might be a shame if Nintendo shut down their streaming rights. This sentiment's been backed up by other organisers and includes events ran by Beyond the Summit, which is an extremely beloved organisation in the community. It's done nothing but give to the top level of our game the exposure and support it deserves. And the Panda CEO has returned this by acting like a petulant child, wielding "my daddy works at Nintendo" and threatening their whole Smash operation in 2023. Now, all of this is so fucked on so many levels. I mean, with the history of Nintendo has of taking down events, wielding that awful history as a weapon against a community that you appeared to outwardly care for so much, is some top 5 anime betrayals type shit. Now, it's especially fuck Panda because, according to VGBC, communications were actually going smoothly with Nintendo. And there were people on the inside of communications that actually seemed to really care about the community. But yet, despite all these well-appearing fronts, they've still shut down the event, despite all pretenses, saying that shouldn't happen even without a license. And so, all fingers really point to Panda wielding its newfound relationship to deny the Smash World Tour and VGBC its biggest event yet, and just kill it in the process. Now, what I've kind of glossed over here, and quite possibly the most terrifying part of all of this, is... Now, if you aren't aware of Smash's history with streaming rights and Nintendo, essentially, Nintendo's a bitch to deal with and has been messing with us for years, but due to the backlash of EVO 2013, hasn't really looked to shut down an event for simply streaming the game without excessive modding. Now, you may have heard about the Big House Online, which was shut down in 2020 due to its use of the online slippi mod. However, that never got overturned, and that had people outraged all over again. What this event being taken down means, though, is the opening of a very terrifying floodgate, where Nintendo can just take down a big event stream because it feels like it. A stream is where a tournament gets a lot of its money back from sponsorship deals, and losing that just a few weeks before an event will cause massive losses of cash. This fear has been further backed up in VGBC's response to the Kotaku Nintendo statement, where it shows when asked about if they would be able to operate licenseless as they have done, Nintendo, like some supervillain out of a movie, responded, "Those times are over." Now, this would make any tournament organizer terrified to run anything close to a super major, as no regular person that most of these TOs are would be able to incur those types of costs. Honestly, if all of this goes ahead, I'm very, very scared for Smash's future being streamed. More so than I ever have been in my 7 years in this scene. And God, I'm so pissed off about so much around this situation. This video was supposed to be about a legendary turn of an era storyline between 5 people fighting for #1 in the world for the first time ever. And now it's been stamped out. As with the Smash World Tour gone, and everyone likely, I hope, to boycott Panda Cup, I don't think anyone can take Zain's spot. So congrats to Zain. I'm sure he isn't happy about getting it like this either. I don't know what there is we can do, but if you have the time, I mean, please make your voice heard at Nintendo on Twitter. See if they'll reverse their decision. Support your local scene. Attend your regionals. I'll be updating the pinned comment on this video with any crowdfunders that I'm sure will pop up for the people affected by this takedown. So if you have the time to donate towards them, please do. And hey, if we end up hearing Panda's side of the story and it's all just a big fuck Nintendo again, I'll delete this video. I would love for that to be the case. But for now, please do what you can for the community we all love so much. I've been Chaler, and as was the last line of my Fight for #1 script, let's witness some history. Except, I guess this time it isn't really fun.